Aldi's frozen food aisle is known for being affordable and convenient. Many shoppers rely on it for quick meals, especially when time or budget is tight. But not all of those options are as harmless as they appear. Some Aldi frozen foods have been linked to product recalls, misleading labels, and ingredients that raise health concerns. In certain cases, products have contained contaminants, excessive sodium, or even toxic metals, issues that don't always make it to the packaging. This video looks at 10 Aldi frozen foods that could be quietly affecting your health over time. These aren't one-off mistakes. They're part of a larger pattern of problems that are worth paying attention to before your next grocery trip.
Thank you, Christina. And now to a recall alert from Aldi. Best Way Sandwiches Incorporated pulling nearly 25,000 pounds of frozen chicken and cheese taquito products. They say the packages may be contaminated with metal. The recall covers Casa Mamita chicken and cheese tacos, 20-ounce cartons with best buy dates of July 3rd, 2025 and September 25th, 2025. Food safety inspectors were notified of the potential contamination by several consumers. If you have these in your freezer, either toss them out or return them for a refund.
1. Earth-grown vegan products. Aldi markets its earth-grown vegan line as a healthy and ethical alternative to traditional frozen meals. Products like meatless patties and vegan meatballs are labeled with terms like plant-based and non-GMO, aiming to appeal to health-conscious and environmentally minded consumers. But several independent tests have raised concerns about what's actually in them. In 2022, the Clean Label Project found elevated levels of lead, cadmium, and arsenic in some plant-based patties sold under Aldi's Earthgrown brand. These heavy metals are often absorbed by crops from contaminated soil, especially in soy and pea protein. Long-term exposure has been linked to kidney issues and cognitive decline, particularly in older adults. Labeling has also been inconsistent. In 2020, Earthgrown was called out for using non-GMO labels on products that included ingredients sourced from genetically modified crops. Aldi quietly corrected the packaging, but didn't offer public clarification. For shoppers trying to eat clean, these kinds of inconsistencies raise reasonable concerns about transparency and product safety. 2. Kirkwood frozen chicken. Kirkwood is Aldi's in-house brand for frozen chicken products, everything from nuggets to breaded strips. It's marketed as a convenient, family-friendly option, but its safety record tells a different story. In 2019, over 2 million pounds of Kirkwood frozen chicken were recalled due to undeclared milk and egg allergens, a serious issue for people with food allergies. The recall was classified as USDA Class 1, which indicates a high health risk. A few years earlier, in 2015, a salmonella outbreak linked to Kirkwood chicken made over a dozen people sick across multiple states. In 2021, Kirkwood breaded chicken strips were pulled from shelves again, this time for possible metal contamination. Several consumers reported injuries before the issue was addressed.
Shopping at Aldi's?
Yeah.
If you just did this, check the pantry, maybe you bought something that's currently under a recall here. The Department of Agriculture Food Safety issued a public health alert on fully cooked pork carnitas that may be contaminated with pieces of metal.
The product was made by Cargill Meat Solutions and sold at Aldi stores nationwide. The labeling says pork carnitas seasoned and seared pork juices slow cooked with citrus. So they're not being sold in the stores anymore, but if you already bought one of these, the use-by dates are June 30th or July 1st of this year. Throw it away if yours is in that group, or you can take it back to Aldi.
There are also concerns about sodium content. Independent tests found Kirkwood chicken nuggets had significantly more sodium than some competing brands. And despite Aldi's marketing around animal welfare, one Kirkwood supplier was exposed in 2020 for inhumane practices during processing. For many shoppers, these incidents raise valid questions about quality control and product oversight. 3. Mamakazi's frozen pizzas. Mamakazi's is one of Aldi's best-selling frozen pizza lines. It's affordable and widely available, making it a regular choice for quick dinners. But nutritional testing and facility inspections have highlighted a few issues that are worth knowing. Consumer lab tests from 2022 showed that a single slice of some Mamakazi's pizzas contained over 1,100 milligrams of sodium, nearly half the daily recommended limit for adults. Some varieties also contain partially hydrogenated oils, despite Aldi's claims of removing trans fats from its products. In 2019, the facility responsible for making some of Mamakazi's dough was cited for rodent activity and unsanitary conditions. Inspectors reported droppings near food prep areas and damaged ingredient packaging. Around the same time, labor reports surfaced involving long shifts and poor working conditions at a supplier facility. On the ingredient level, glyphosate, a controversial herbicide, was also detected in some of the sauce samples, according to third-party testing. While levels were within legal limits, it adds to the list of concerns for those monitoring long-term health risks. Vierde Bremer frozen meals. Bremer is Aldi's main brand for ready-made frozen dinners like pasta bakes, country-style entrees, and casseroles. These meals are popular for their convenience and low cost, especially among seniors and busy families. But they often contain more sodium, fat, and sugar than many consumers expect. Consumer Reports found that one Bremer frozen dinner contained over 1,600 milligrams of sodium in a single serving, more than an entire day's recommended amount for older adults. Some Bremer pasta meals also carried added sugars close to the levels found in candy bars. In 2018, a Bremer frozen vegetable-based meal was recalled for potential listeria contamination. The source was traced to a supplier facility cited for unsanitary equipment and poor handling practices. Aldi issued a recall notice, but many customers weren't notified beyond small print postings in stores. A separate lawsuit in 2019 accused Aldi of mislabeling the fat content in some Bremer products. Aldi settled the case without admitting fault. For shoppers managing chronic conditions, even small inaccuracies in labeling can cause serious complications. 5. Season's Choice. Frozen vegetables. Season's Choice is Aldi's go-to line for frozen vegetables, often marketed as a healthy, budget-friendly option. But several past recalls and handling issues raise concerns about how safe these products really are. In 2018, Season's Choice frozen cut green beans were included in a multi-state recall due to possible listeria and salmonella contamination. The affected products came from a supplier later cited for poor sanitation, including peeling paint over production areas and standing water near processing lines. Another recall in 2020 involved Season's Choice frozen raspberries, which tested positive for potential hepatitis A contamination. The fruit was sourced from a Chilean supplier flagged by regulators. One customer filed a lawsuit after being hospitalized, though Aldi resolved the case quietly. Storage practices have also been questioned. According to former employees posting on public forums, frozen vegetable pallets sometimes sat for extended periods during deliveries. Improper temperature control can lead to quality issues or bacterial growth, even before the food reaches the shelves. 6th, Fremont Fish Market. Frozen seafood. Fremont Fish Market is Aldi's private label seafood brand, offering frozen options like shrimp, fish fillets, and calamari. The branding emphasizes affordability and ocean-sourced freshness, but product investigations tell a more complicated story. A 2021 DNA study by Oceana found that seafood sold under private labels, including ones like Fremont, was mislabeled in up to 21% of samples. For example, some packages labeled wild-caught Atlantic cod were actually cheaper, farm-raised Pangasius from Southeast Asia. Certain Pangasius imports have tested positive for antibiotics in malachite green, a chemical not approved for use in U.S. seafood due to cancer concerns. In 2023, imports from suppliers used by Aldi were flagged for salmonella contamination, leading to quiet product removals.
Aldi shoppers, check your refrigerator. The U.S. Department of Ag has announced a recall of pork carnitas, seasoned and seared pork with juices, slow cooked with citrus.
Ooh,
that's the name of the product. Good. It did sound good. But you should know officials are saying the product in question may be contaminated with small pieces of metal. The pork from Cargill Meat Solutions was sold at Aldi stores nationwide. So far, there's been no word of any related injuries.
There have also been ethical concerns. A 2017 Associated Press investigation linked some Southeast Asian suppliers to forced labor and unsafe conditions aboard fishing vessels. Aldi has not commented publicly on whether Fremont still sources from those suppliers, leaving some customers uncertain about the origins of the food they're buying. 7. Sunday Shop Frozen Desserts. Sunday Shop is Aldi's frozen dessert line, offering ice cream bars, sandwiches, and popsicles. The products are marketed as fun and affordable, but there have been several product safety issues over the past few years. In 2022, Aldi recalled Sunday Shop vanilla bean ice cream bars due to undeclared peanuts and tree nuts. This kind of labeling error can pose serious risks for individuals with food allergies, especially children. One case involved a child who required emergency care after eating a mislabeled product. In 2021, Aldi received complaints about plastic fragments found in Sunday Shop ice cream sandwiches. Customers posted photos online showing sharp plastic pieces embedded in the frozen treats. Aldi pulled affected batches, but there was limited public communication about the issue. Beyond recalls, these products also contain artificial colors like red 40 and yellow 5, additives that are restricted or banned in several countries due to potential health effects. Many Sunday Shop varieties also rely on hydrogenated oils instead of real dairy fats.
Salt and chili pepper munch box, 3 pounds and 99 pence. Mac and cheese, 1 pound and 79 pence. Choose from truffle or classic flavor. Protein chicken skewers, 2 pounds and 99 pence. Choose from barbecue or teriyaki flavor. Lemon and herb salmon burgers, 2 pounds and 69 pence. Secured the goods.
8. Breakfast. Best frozen breakfast sandwiches. Aldi's Breakfast. Best sandwiches are convenient, but not ideal for daily consumption. A single sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich contains over 1,200 milligrams of sodium, more than half the recommended daily intake. Several varieties also list partially hydrogenated oils, a source of trans fats linked to cardiovascular risk. These products are also low in fiber and high in saturated fat, which may not be suitable for individuals managing cholesterol or blood pressure. Despite the hearty label, nutritionally, these sandwiches fall short of a balanced breakfast. 9. Casa Mamita frozen Mexican entrees. Casa Mamita frozen burritos and enchiladas are marketed as a value meal, but they carry a heavy nutritional cost. Many items exceed 700 calories and contain high levels of sodium and saturated fat. Some varieties list over 20 ingredients, including preservatives, flavor enhancers, and processed meat products. Customers have also reported inconsistent product quality, soggy tortillas, or underfilled portions. For those managing weight, heart health, or diabetes, these meals offer convenience at the expense of control over key nutritional factors. 10th Park Street Deli frozen entrees. Park Street Deli frozen entrees, like mac and cheese or pulled pork, are designed for quick comfort food, but they often rely on cream-based sauces, processed meats, and added sugars. One serving of frozen macaroni and cheese, for example, contains nearly 20 grams of fat and very little fiber or protein. The pulled pork meals have also been flagged for high sodium content. While convenient, they provide minimal nutritional value and may not be the best choice for those aiming to maintain balanced or heart-friendly diets. Frozen food can be part of a balanced diet, but not all products are created with your health in mind. Some come with high sodium, hidden additives, or poor sourcing practices that aren't obvious from the label. Knowing what to look out for helps you make better choices. If this video helped you think twice about what's in your freezer, consider subscribing for more practical food insights. Stay informed, shop smart, and remember, what's convenient now shouldn't cost you later.